Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good day, cowboys, cowgirls, and outlaws. Welcome to the Slick Sixguns Network Facebook page. I'm going to give everyone a few minutes to go ahead and sign in and get ready to watch for a nice, fun episode of another live stream brought to you today from none other than Texas. So I hope you guys are tuning in, and we're going to get started here in a second. The first thing I want you guys to go ahead and note is that we've got a lot of things that we're going to be talking about today, and one of them is going to be the upcoming video. The other thing that I want to go ahead and point out right now is first thing we are going to do is we are going to grab our coffee. If you have it, it is 5 o'clock somewhere. I'm sure someone out there is drinking beer, wine, whiskey, or the other. But if you've got coffee, if you got whatever drink in your hand, doesn't matter, go ahead and pull it up, put your feet up, and if you are at work, well, why don't you go ahead and take your normal lunch break and just join me for a time period so that we can actually socialize, enjoy what equipment I'm going to be showcasing today, and also enjoy the topics that I am going to talk about in this current live stream. So, for those of you who aren't aware, first off, if you aren't sure of what these live streams are about, the whole point of this entire live stream, or any of these live streams that I do, is for you, the viewer, to get to know me. And also to ask your questions that pertain to the equipment that I'm showing, and also any content that I make. Long story short, it is for you and me to socialize just like normal everyday humans. So even though we can't physically be with each other, you can socialize with me over your friend, the internet. Please let me know where you're watching from. I would love to see exactly where you guys are at. You guys don't have to give me your exact address, but I'd love to know the city and state that you're in. Or I would love to know the country you're from. I always like it when we get some people from some other countries. Those of you who are interested in the cowboy way, this is what it is all about, is bringing people together and inspiring community among the Western shooting sports. So for those of you who are drinking coffee this morning, I also would like you to leave in the comments section, let me know what coffee you are drinking this morning. If it is straight black, if it's got creamer in it, Starbucks, your local coffee shop, doesn't matter. I don't care. Just let me know what you're drinking in the comments. Mine today is in my favorite cup. And I love this cup because it shows a man and his boy walking around with the lasso, and the adult's got his chaps on and his cowboy hat and all that stuff, like they're going to work together. Big bonding moment for father and son, I'll tell you that much. Reminds me of my kiddo. Anyway, for those of you that don't know, I am drinking coffee, and it's just standard coffee that I make. It's nothing special, but it's in my favorite cup, so I'm just going to sit here with my little cup here and enjoy it, and feel free to enjoy right along with me. I'm going to go ahead and also at this time give some shout outs to some viewers right now, so stay tuned for that. If I call out your name, go ahead and give me a like. Also, if you guys feel that I mispronounce your name, I apologize in advance. I'm not the best at pronouncing names, but here we go. Sherry, good morning. Derek, good morning or good afternoon. Scott Wayne, good morning, good afternoon. Kyle, Michael, Kelly, Debbie, Mike Parker, George, Mike Chrism, and Matthias. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. If you are tuning in here, I'm saying hello. I hope that you are continuing to watch. If you are continuing on, let's go ahead and move on to a few things. First off, I would like to say that I'm going to give a shout out to some of my supporters, those being Alamo Knife Works, who gave me some content to go over, especially when it comes to knives. You're going to see a few of those in this video today, so please stay tuned. Thank you for giving me your knives to review. Anyone and everyone can go ahead and check out Alamo Knife Works in any of my knife video descriptions and see their site, their Facebook page. Feel free to check them out. They've got some great quality knives at relatively low prices. And let me tell you, I do some good reviews on them, and I think they're very awesome knives. They got some good steel, good looks, pretty, and definitely utilitarian. Anyway, Also would like to give a shout out to my next supporter. It's going to be Charlie's Front Porch. If you're tuning in, Charlie, thank you for giving me the content. As most of you know, I showcase a lot of firearms on this channel, and he is nonetheless one of those guys that is responsible for helping me get the content, especially some of the guns that you don't always see out there on the field. Anyway, thank you, Charlie, for getting that out. So go ahead and check out Charlie's Front Porch if you hadn't already. Make sure that you gave a like on his Facebook page. Contact him if necessary. He's a gunsmith. He likes to help people out. He's helped me out several times, and he's a good man. You can check him out in my description of any of my videos under the supporter section, and you can go ahead and find him that way. And anyway, give him a shout out for me if you see him. So, moving right along. All right, I hope you guys have got your coffee once again. Please let me know what kind of coffee you're drinking. Let me know where you're watching from before we get started. First off, I'd also like to say, hey, I know things are a little hard out there, but why not go ahead and enjoy the quarantine by watching your favorite YouTuber? So that's why I'm here. I'm here to entertain. I'm here to socialize, and you're here to ask me questions. And that's what this is all about. So, Jimmy, good morning. Nice to see you. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started with the equipment. So for the weapon I'm going to show you, it can be used in the Western shooting sports. However, it is a little unique. If you guys have been looking at the description, you'll see that I talk about a Rebel 44. And that really is kind of a misnomer. But nonetheless, this is not meant to be a historical video. This is meant to just showcase equipment, and you can ask your questions about it. And it is a weapon that I actually own. So, with that being said, without any further ado, here we go. This is that Rebel 44 that I'm talking about. Okay, and I haven't necessarily given you a specific name to go with it. The reason being is because well, first off, let me show you that this thing is clear, and it is a cap and ball revolver. It has no caps on it, and as you can see right here, there are no loads in there, okay? So this weapon is 100% cleared by me even before this came on the channel. Anyway, so what I want to let you guys know is the reason why I say it's a bit of a misnomer is because this is actually made by Navy Arms. It's on the barrel. I know that it's a bit of an older gun. Navy Arms doesn't even make these anymore. They don't even make a whole lot of, they don't even make any weapons anymore, to my knowledge. Please let me know in the comment section if I am incorrect. I could be. But this one has been out of production for an extremely long period of time. And I don't really know the exact name of it, but it is actually a fantasy gun. Okay. Some of you might actually be looking at it and thinking, well, it's a Dragoon or a Griswold, and here's why you might say that. It has a brass frame, okay, which is very characteristic of a Griswold and Gunnison revolver. It also has the shroud on the barrel, which houses the wedge, and the loading lever is more like a Dragoon as well as like a Gunnison and Griswold. And then as you go further down, you're going to see that the barrel is round, which is also characteristic of a of a Dragoon as well as a Griswold. So why do I say it's not either one of those? Well, for sheer happenstance that this stepped up cylinder. Okay, so here's why I say that. This cylinder is actually a 44 caliber stepped up cylinder. Much like the models 1860 Army, which are legit 44s, and were real weapons used during the Old West period as well as the Civil War. However, the thing is that this is supposed to be something that is more of a Confederate revolver, or designed to look like one, because it has a brass frame, and that mainly due to the fact that a lot of the frames that were created by the Confederates utilized what they called gunmetal or brass frames, just because that's the only metal they really had the ability to get a hold of. And so therefore, that's what it's trying to mimic, is to be a Confederate revolver, but none of the Griswolds came in 44 caliber. And as I said, you can tell that by the stepped up cylinder. They were all 36 caliber, meant to mimic the 1851 Navy. also known as the Confederate Navy. But this one is a fantasy gun. It is a cross between the Griswold and Gunnison as well as the 3rd Model Dragoon, I believe, of Colt, except for the frame is different. So if you look at this revolver, it's got I like it because it's kind of dirtied up a little bit. It looks like it's older. Obviously, since Navy Arms has been out of business, this revolver has obviously been out of production, so you probably don't find a whole lot of these around. But on the contrary, I could be wrong. I'm sure you can find them just about anywhere for a relatively low price. This thing works fine, shoots great. You know, it's got got the wood grips on it. It's got the brass frame or brass frame look. It's also, whoever had the hammer last didn't really treat it too well. I don't think that's the original hammer, or it is the original hammer and they just kind of flattened it out so that it looks kind of ugly, unused and abused. The cylinder is blued. It's got its import markings, and then on the barrel it's round, and it's got its loading lever, which is a very dirty looking color case hardening. It's not very clean, so whether it be through time or through use or through the fact that that's just the way that the revolver came, it looks like it's been beat up a little bit. But it's made in Italy. It's a reproduction of some type of fantasy gun. As I said, a cross between the two revolvers, and if you missed that part, you guys can go ahead and watch it on the replay. But I wanted to bring it out because it's interesting. Yes, it's legal in the Western shooting sports because they have the cap and ball 44 caliber, so you can use it. I haven't seen them used, but I'm sure that's not to say that they aren't. So feel free to go ahead and see if those are on the market at some point. I got this relatively for a decent price, and you know, pretty good. I got videos coming up on this revolver at some time in the near future, but this is one that is coming up. Now, any questions on this revolver before we move on? I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a few seconds to admire it as I drink my coffee here. I hope everyone notices that I'm wearing a blue collared shirt today, or a blue shirt. One of my newer shirts. I got it from my favorite store, Texas Jack's. Go ahead and check them out. You can also get some other clothing just about anywhere, Western wear. You can get them at any Western store. But I got this one at Texas Jack's. I like it. It's pretty nice. JD, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Lance, thank you for tuning in. Do I have any questions on this revolver? And if not, you can always watch this on the replay and ask me later. But, you know, it's an alright revolver. I have shot it. She shoots fine. You know, you guys have probably actually seen this in one of my videos. I tested 44 caliber round balls out of these, and they shot great. Accuracy was fine. Haven't done any overview videos on this. So this does have a appearance in one of my YouTube videos, but I haven't done an official review on this revolver, so stay tuned for that. If I don't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and move on to some other topics, if that's okay with everyone else. Jimmy, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. This is going away. Now, moving on to a few other things. First off, I just wanted to say that I'm going to try and get another video out this week, so make sure that you stay tuned to my YouTube channel. If you aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you should go over to Slick Sixguns Network right now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that notifications bell, and you'll be seeing a lot of videos coming out your way. I have a lot of videos online currently, and I've got more to come with no sign of stopping. So if you're interested in the Western shooting sports or anything having to do with Western history, I would encourage you to subscribe because that's what my channel is all about. Moving on to what we're doing with this upcoming video, I want to let you guys know that I got inspired to do this video because I think it'll be good for everyone. There's a lot of videos out there. There are and there aren't. But I want to have a really good video on it. And I think that one is going to be about the Bowie knife. And when I mean about it, I mean I'm going to actually talk about the history of the Bowie knife, and then I'll also showcase a Bowie knife in that video. And let me get the two knives that I'm thinking about showing you in this video. Please let me know what you think of the knives as I've shown you. I have had a few videos with them in, but I don't think you've actually gotten a good look at them. So we're going to go ahead and bring them out right now. This one is by Alamo Knife Works, and this is what you would call a Bowie knife or Bowie knife. However you pronounce it, it's kind of basically used interchangeably. I'm not going to talk about the history right now. That is for the video that is coming up, hopefully this week. But we'll talk about what a Bowie knife is, what exactly the dimensions are of it, as well as where the history of it comes from and how it became so popular. So that's kind of some topics that we're going to talk about. But this knife right here is considered Alamo Knife Works Bowie knife. They've got a nice color steel on it, the Damascus look steel. It's got what you would consider the traditional Bowie look with the Texas clip on it. A nice clip there. It's got a single edge blade, and it's got what they call a Spanish notch down here closer to the cross guard. And it's got some nice handles on her with the actual maker's mark on the handle. Good looking knife, really good looking knife. I like the way it feels in my hand. And, you know, if you haven't seen a whole lot of Bowie knives out there, definitely you're going to want one. And you'll see in my video why a lot of other people wanted them too. So if you have come across a Bowie knife or currently have a Bowie knife, please show me a picture of that in the comments section. I would love to see it. Justin, good to see you. Burton, good to see you. Thank you for joining in. Feel free to check them out. And this is a really cool looking knife. I'll just go ahead and show you from the pommel to the handle to the cross guard to the blade all the way down to the tip here. Good looking knife, really good looking knife. I like it. It comes in a nice little sheath right here with its belt loop. It can fit on a gun belt. I think it's pretty awesome. And it just goes right in there, and then it's held in place by a snap. But anyway, we're going to be doing a history video on the Bowie knife and talking about that. Now, I'm sure the next question you're going to have is, well, what else does he have to show us? And are there bigger knives out there? The answer to that is yes. Wait a minute, should I take a sip of coffee before I show you? Because this is going to be quite amazing. You know what they say, bigger is better. I hope no one saw that. Now that's a knife right there. This is also a Bowie knife. This is actually made by a friend of mine. It's got a horn grip right there, even on the pommel, very nice. It's got a single cross guard here instead of covering the whole hand. Not so much looking like a fighting knife, it looks more like a machete. All the way down to the tip. There's no Texas clip on it, but it's got some designs on this spine of it. Really cool. Very nice. Zane, thank you for joining. With the maker's mark there on the blade. Nice single edge right there. Very shiny. I like it. It's huge. It is a huge knife made of D2 steel. Just letting you know. D2. D2 steel coming out of this Bowie. And I use this in my normal Western wear. So, and it comes in a nice sheath, and the sheath is relatively long. So let's go ahead and pull out both knives and see which one is bigger. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, I'm going to pull it out again. Oh, All right. There we go. Alright, so you can see that I've got one knife that is bigger than the other. You let me know in the comments section which one you would actually prefer. I'd like to know that. One of them's got a clip and the other one doesn't. But they're both Bowie knives. Stay tuned to see more videos on these babies coming up soon. I'm really excited about that. I hope you are. Good looking knives, ladies and gentlemen. Good looking knives. For those of you that actually like knives, gotta have a Bowie knife every once in a while. Packs away in the sheath really nicely, covers it up, protects it from the elements. Very good knife, very huge knife. Stay tuned to see those in upcoming videos. Let me know what you thought. Feel free to keep joining your coffee. Also, I just want to let you guys know that those of you who are interested in seeing more of my content, feel free to look at my YouTube channel. Also, if you want to support my YouTube channel, I'm not going to be opposed to it at all, obviously. If you want to, feel free to visit my Patreon page. I have a link to my Patreon page in any of my YouTube videos. And you can, just for as little as $1 a month, you can help contribute to the channel. You get certain benefits out of it, such as being invited to private Facebook pages, get private messages, also get private live streams, recommend content for future videos, and also recommend what you would like me to shoot on camera. Sometimes that stuff can be out there. That is all up to you, depending on which tier you guys select. Go ahead and check her out if you want to support the channel. I'm not at all advocating that you have to, as I will always be putting out content for free 100%. But if you feel that you love my content that much and want to contribute to an artist, by all means, contribute to me. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to head on over to Instagram, and if you are on Facebook, you might as well be on my Instagram account too, because that's where I'm headed. I'm going to showcase more equipment, so if you want more mouth-drooling content, feel free to stick around. I'll see you next time.